So the problem that I have is the information that you put out. You guys are grown men that have lived your life and have made your mistakes and have grown and have achieved and done what you needed to do in your later years, right? You were just talking to a woman who is 52 years old. And basically, the message that I'm getting from you is this lady should settle because of her age. I don't believe at any age that a woman in her life should settle for anything
Man, what
less.
is your definition of settling? Because I have to start asking now, who do you think you are? And what do you think your real value is?
Oh,
See,
my
when we
value
start using
is
that word settling, settling is associated with you being above a person. We're talking about a 52-year-old woman who in her prime was not a supermodel.
but that's your opinion of if she was a supermodel or not.
What?
52, she's single. Can't
I'm
change his mind.
single, sweetie. I'm single. I'm actually older than her. I'm 53. And I've had no
None of us
problems
started that.
getting, pardon?
We didn't. Ma'am, you have a behavior that's keeping you single. You like to say that you're single by choice. It's a behavior. I'm very well into women. I adore women, and I know the women I would select, and I know the women I wouldn't. I know I dated at an older age as well. I dated at an older age. There's women that based on you have two women on here right now. One of them, I can't speak for the other one, but she seems pleasant. You have a woman who is loved by everybody on the internet. One of her first encounters with you was that you're a rude woman. So I always say this. This is me. This is how I got where I am in life. I didn't say, no, I don't need to stop doing that. I listen when people say things like that about me. You don't seem to have the propensity to do that. You'll say, I'm single by choice. Let me ask you this. What celebrity actor would you marry right now?
What celebrity?
If Denzel approached you, you would date him, right?
Sure.
Based on his personality, right?
Based on the information that I know at hand, yes.
Which is his personality and his demeanor, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe there's 8 billion people, a little over 8 billion people on this planet. Do you believe let's say that there's 2 billion men on the planet. Do you believe that out of the 2 billion, there's more than 2 billion, but out of 2 billion, do you believe there are any other men who have similar qualities similar to his?
Absolutely.
Okay, so ma'am, you would too. You are too dating, and it's not by choice. The men that you want simply aren't picking you.
Honey, like this is on your theory. The men that I want are not picking me. Do you know the man that I want is dead? Like, why don't you ask questions first before you start?
Ma'am, you don't have access to him.
Well, that's what I mean. So I'm not open to anybody else, honey. I
Ma'am,
don't.
you just said if Denzel entertained, and I did that so you couldn't
Okay,
backdoor.
but
You
that's not
said if
gonna.
Denzel
Okay,
entertained you,
you're
you would date him.
listen. You are asking a hypothetical question
And
of
then I
a
asked you
man
men of
who's
his
a
qualities.
superstar and then comes back and says, "Oh, well, there's 2 billion men. You don't think that there's any other man on the planet?" That like you used a hypothetical question to narrow down why men don't want to date me. That is absolutely not true. Okay? I come from a
Ma'am,
very
I asked you
prominent,
if men with Denzel
respectable
Washington's demeanor
family in this
approached you,
community.
would you deal with them? Because you said it's his demeanor. You're not a gold digger, right? You're not after his money, right?
No, because I have my own.
Okay, ma'am. So just listen. You're too hostile to even process this.
No,
What
because
I'm saying to you is there is two men right now, by your own admission, that you would give a chance. But ma'am, they're not entertaining you.
no, I am not looking for anyone to.
But you
Did
would
you
date
ask?
Denzel.
Okay, so if you asked me to pick somebody, so I did,
And you
right?
said you would deal with him, which means you are too open to dating if the man that you want approaches you. But the men that you want aren't approaching you.
You asked me about Denzel. You didn't. You said to me, "Would I date Denzel?" And then you said, "There's men out in the world like him, so those men are not approaching me." How do you know high quality men are not approaching me that own businesses, that own companies, that
We're
have their
not
own?
talking about that. You were speaking specifically to a behavior and integrity, ma'am.
Okay, so how do you know those kind of people are not approaching me?
Because I know it for a fact. Because you just
You
told me that
no.
based on Denzel Washington's demeanor, you would deal with him. So if other men who carry his demeanor and mannerisms are approaching you, but you're not accepting it, then that's a you problem. You have a problem. You're getting what you
I
want,
I
but intentionally rejecting it.
I'm not telling you that out here looking. I'm not like the other lady. I'm not telling you that
Ma'am,
I'm
if you
having fun
would date
looking
Denzel
for.
Washington, you are open to dating.
Oh my God. Then I should have just said to you, I'm not open to any celebrity. You asked me a question in a hypothetical way, and I answered your question in a
Ma'am, you
hypothetical way.
told me you
And now,
would date Denzel Washington, ma'am.
and I think there is 8 billion women in the world that would do it too.
So you're open to dating.
If it was him, I'm
Okay, it's
not
fine.
open.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you see,
So can I ask
you're
you a
trying to put
question?
me in a state. No, you can't deal with someone who's got answers for you, and
You
that's your
don't have
problem.
answers. You're trying to pull an
You're
eraser
no.
out
Why don't you speak in a rational way? You're going to ask me about a celebrity. I'm in the real world. I'm
because
not
I
in the
don't know
celebrity
Tommy.
world.
We are on this panel. Don't know Tommy around the corner from you. We has to be
Yeah,
someone we can all
but I don't
identify
know
with.
Denzel. But I don't know Denzel. I might meet Denzel, and he turns out to be the biggest asshole in the world.
Then you would have your perfect match, ma'am.
Oh, of course, sweetie. Of course I
Ma'am,
would.
you can't be spoken to. You have an attractive
No,
voice. You
no,
have an
no, no,
attractive
no.
voice. And from
I
afar, I
think
see your profile. You're probably attractive, but you can't be
very.
spoken to.
I know I will not be spoken to by by men who I don't think have the capacity to be speaking to a woman on a level. You want to speak to little girls. You want to speak to women in their 20s and in 25 and tell them to be good little girls and protect themselves. Like you go into other cultures and you want to compare one culture where one culture has struggled and is still struggling in to fit into this world, and another culture has their own. You may see a woman in hijab, but ask her about the men that are killing them over there. Don't want them to have education. Don't want them to drive. Don't want all these women
Man,
to
why
do.
do you focus
I
on the
guarantee you,
extreme?
you
Why
would
do you
not.
focus on the extreme bads? Why would you do something like that?
How is that extreme?
Do you
How
know
is
they
that
have, hey,
extreme in
listen, do you
the
know they have a
reality of
high,
life?
listen, do you know they have a way higher marriage ratio than we do?
How is that? Of course. Of course they do, because black men don't really marry. And when they do, it's,
Black men
I
do
live in a
marry.
community.
33% of
You
black men are
guys,
married.
listen, you guys want top
33% of
tier.
black men are married.
Listen, you black men want top tier from black women. But for the other races, you guys pick the bottom of the barrel.
Okay, so can I ask you this, ma'am? And me and you we're going to turn this back into a reasonable conversation. I want to ask you this. So if what you're saying is true, black men don't marry these black women. Name me the other group of men all over this planet of ethnic races that is coming in to marry them and showing black men how stupid they are for not picking these black women. What other race is coming in significant numbers marrying these women?
Okay, so here's the problem I have with
No,
that
if you're
question.
gonna, I'm going to ask you. I asked you a question, ma'am.
But I'm going to answer your question.
So
You
it's
just,
to start out
can
with
I
the
answer the, no,
Arabs
no,
or the Jews. It should start out with something. I don't need a story. I'm
no,
asking you to respect my question.
but I'm trying to answer, but you've already cut me off because it's not the answer that you're looking for.
Okay, I appreciate that. Talk to me.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, as a black woman, the only type of man that I am attracted to, and
Ma'am,
most
I
women,
said black women. I
oh
don't give a
my
damn
God.
about what you're going to say about your isolated incidents.
If you
You
would
are an
let you think,
isolated incident.
but
Listen,
can
I'm gonna
I
break
get
this down to
past
you because
that?
you
No,
didn't
no,
get it.
no.
You didn't. Hold
Can
on.
I
You didn't
get
get.
past
Hold
that
on.
comment? You don't
Hold
want to
on.
listen.
You don't talk over me on my platform. I don't know why you
But
don't
you
get
don't
that.
listen. You need a woman to tell you you don't listen, sir. You only want to listen to what you want to listen to.
I need to listen to you.
Yeah.
My dating life is flawless. Is yours?
Oh my God. Absolutely.
Okay, but listen, let me explain this to you because you don't get it. You said black men don't want to marry black women because we're this and we're that. So I'm asking you, ma'am, since it's black men, name me another group of men who are coming in to marry them because we have it wrong. So there must be another group of men who say, what's wrong with them Negroes? They don't want black women. We'll take them. Name that group of men, ma'am.
Do you know the most successful marriage between two
Ma'am,
people
I'm
that are
asking you
black?
questions and you're never answering them, ma'am.
I'm about to answer. If you would just be quiet.
Listen, watch how you talk to me, or you can just leave the show. I don't know who you used to dealing with, but you don't deal with men like me like that. I don't even
Yeah,
allow
you
you to
you
talk
you
to me
you
like that.
you,
I don't know
you
what's
losing
wrong
your
with you.
mind.
Mm.
I'm
The
asking
most
you questions because
successful
when you ask me
interracial
questions, I
marriage is
answer
between
them.
a black woman and a white man.
And why
That is
aren't
the
white
highest.
men coming in significant
Bet she
numbers
wouldn't
and
talk. I
marrying
bet she
them?
wouldn't talk to a white man like that though.
Oh, I bet you I would, sweetie. I bet
No,
you I
you
would.
wouldn't.
Listen, you
I
know
would talk
what?
to
No,
I
any man
actually believe
because,
you. I believe you,
yeah,
and that's why
I
you're
bet you
single.
I would, and I
And
bet you
that's
I
why you're
have,
single.
sweetie. No, that you
so
Ma'am,
can
now
why
we
think.
won't
see
you
your problem.
answer any of my questions? I'm
I
asking
just
you very direct
listen.
questions.
First and foremost, for you to understand that black women, on the whole, are not generally attracted to any other race. So through that, listen, white women, they love black men. Asian women love
Ma'am,
black
listen,
men.
you're not gonna, I'm gonna pull you off the show. If you're not gonna answer any of my questions, we can't have a conversation, right?
But okay, so
I
why would
asked
something
you,
be
since black men are being prejudiced and biased towards black women, we need to know what the other men think. So tell me what other group of women, man, without giving me a story. Give me the name of the ethnic group of men who are saying they don't want their women. Shit, we see the value, we'll take it. Who are they?
there's lots of white men marrying black women. There's lots
Ma'am,
of
there
other
is
cultures.
no race, period, dates outside their race more than 14 to 21%. None. And when it boils down to black and white, it goes to
More than the black
5%.
race. More than the black race dates outside, and it's mostly black men dating outside of their race. Okay, I live in the community, and you could see it all out there. And what they pick in the other races is usually the bottom of the barrel, is what the majority of these guys
So
walk
can I
around.
ask you a question? Why would a
Mm.
person leave a group of women to go deal with the bottom of the barrel? What does that say about the people that they left?
And maybe
What
it
does
might say more about the people that they are, sweetie.
that?
Like,
I've never known people to say that amazing, that the restaurant we went to was amazing. I'm never going there again.
no,
People
you
don't run
can't
in the
put a
opposite direction of amazing
you,
things.
You see, when we expect a certain quality from our men and they decide that they want to go and they don't have to
No,
put up,
don't worry about us. Don't worry about us.
but
What
I'm
about the
not.
other men of quality who aren't selecting you? Why aren't they selecting you?
They are though, but I don't want them. I know it's hard for you to believe. I know because I'm not dainty and I don't take stuff. And you know what it is? High quality, high functioning CEO men and stuff. Those are the men that I deal with. Those are the men that come
You
in and
are a
select
lying
me
shit.
to run
There's
business
no
and
man.
stuff.
Listen, those men you're talking about are way above my pay grade. I wouldn't deal with you.
Exactly.
I wouldn't deal
Exactly.
with you, and I know they wouldn't.
Oh, well, you know what? You're
Okay, so
not
let
in
me
the
do
grade
this.
to say.
What's the name of what? Has one of them married you?
Many of them have asked, sweetie, I don't want to be married. Okay?
So you're
I don't
turning
want to
down
marry.
high value men.
But what if I can provide for myself? What if I have a full
Ma'am,
life?
high
I
value
know,
does not only pertain to money.
listen,
It is a
I
man's,
am,
it is the
I know
resources that a man has able to amass based on the
I know
caliber
it's
of man
hard
he
for
is.
you. I know it's hard for men to believe that there is some women out here that are just not interested in you guys. Just not. We're just
Ma'am,
not.
look, let me say this. Okay, so I want to ask you this.
Mm.
And we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Let's be respectful. Do you think there's anything wrong with your behavior?
Oh, I know I have a strong personality. I'll be the
No,
first
man,
one
hold
to
on,
tell
hold
you.
on, hold on. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk like adults. Okay, so when I was in the streets, I was acting like an NIGGA. I'm not gonna say, well, I was operating outside of the confines of what society would deem. Let's don't do that. What's
I'm
wrong
not.
with your behavior?
Um, I don't know. You tell me what's wrong, because if I thought something was wrong with my behavior, I would alter it. But there's no need for me to alter,
Ma'am,
because I'm
there's
not looking
women
for
on here
anybody's
telling you
approval.
this about you.
But I'm not concerned about those type of women, though. Do you understand?
Women who
I'm
other
not just.
people respect.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. But I'm not. That's not my. That's not my group of women that I would kind of want to deal with. You
Ma'am,
know what
it's
I mean?
not about a group of women. I will take correction from you. Do you understand that? If you present something to me, but listen, let's do this. We'll kill all of this. I acknowledge what you said about me and my information. So here's where I ask you now. What have you heard me say that can be proved wrong and that's a lie or inaccurate? Let's do it like that.
Okay, what I've heard you say that can be proved wrong, and is the fact that you the if I was a 21-year-old girl, you would lead me down a blind road, because you believe you no, you don't take into consideration that there's less men like you out there, and there's more of the tricking, sleazy, no good, low
Ma'am, I
vibing.
asked you, what have you heard me say that was a lie, inaccurate, or could be proved wrong, ma'am?
I'm telling you.
No, you're not.
I just said to you, if I was a 21-year-old naive girl listening to you, the information you're feeding out is what I'm saying to you, is the information you're giving to say find a high quality man is good. But the fact that you guys don't take
Ma'am,
into
you've never heard
consideration,
me say find a high
listen,
quality man. I've
the
never
fact that you
said
guys
that.
don't take in consideration, there's more low vibing dudes in the world than there is
So
high
turn
vibing
yourself
dudes.
into a high enough quality woman, not value. Turn yourself into the caliber of woman that men of quality desire, and they will come get you.
Sweetie, I
You
come
won't
from a
have to
high
worry
value
about those
family.
lower level men.
I don't. I don't. They're not even allowed in my space.
So why are you bringing it up?
I'm
It
saying
sounds
you
like that's all
asked
you know
me a
about.
question about the information. I'm listening to your information, and I'm
Ma'am,
saying
I'm
if I was
asking
a
you again in front of
21-year-old
everybody.
woman,
Can you name a lie that I've told or some? I'm asking you this, ma'am.
it's not necessarily a lie. If you don't take into consideration that the information when you're feeding it is you're talking about men of your caliber. I can say five. If you have 100 men, there might be two out of those 100 men that might reach your caliber and your standards.
So
You have to
don't deal
remember
with
that.
them. You put yourself in a predicament to the where the men of quality are coming to get you. Do you
I'm not
understand that?
talking, listen,
I'm not
stop
talking about
putting
you
this
either. I'm talking about any woman.
thing.
You don't
Okay, well, thank
settle
you.
for a
Quit
Ray Ray
putting
of
it on
Gucci
me. Like,
just because you
I'm
haven't
just saying.
encountered.
And you know, in groups of guys, when you all are younger, you talk about how you're going to trick this girl, how you're going to trick that girl, how you're going to trick this girl. You
Ma'am,
guys
did you
expect
know that
these.
you ladies cheat more than men do? Did you know that?
Absolutely.
Surveys conducted by women.
because because you men are just you're so busy out there trying to get women, that you see a woman can get sex anytime because she got the properties, right? She got the goods, so she
Ma'am,
can go out
please tell
there.
me what your point is. You're not answering my question. I said you had a problem with my information. Tell me what I have said that is a lie. Tell me what I've said that can be proved wrong, ma'am.
Did I not just say nothing you said you're saying is a lie? I've said to you the information that you're feeding is not good information, because you are forgetting that
So can you
there's
tell me
more.
the information that I'm feeding that's not good, ma'am? Tell me word for word something that I said is not good information, ma'am.
Your whole thing is
And yet you can't name anything, ma'am.
the whole gist of your thing is not taking into consideration. You can laugh and you can, like, I'm trying to have a grown up conversation with you. Do you know what I mean?
Ma'am, if
And
you
you're like
accuse me of
silliness.
something,
I
I'm
can't.
asking you to
I wouldn't deal
stand
with you.
on it. I'm asking you to stand on your accusations. You said
I
my
am
information
standing
is
on my
bad.
accusations. I'm telling you
So,
that
ma'am,
the information that
hold
you're
on,
passing
hold
to
on. You
young
can't
women
talk
is
up.
false. You're setting them up to be hurt. Okay? You're setting girls.
You're setting
Miss.
yourself up to be hurt. This is ridiculous. Like, you said everything I was coming up here to say.